country of Malaysia is located in Southeast Asia, along the China Sea. Malaysia is broken into two parcels of land. One part occupies the Malayan Peninsula, which borders Thailand to the south. The other portion of Malaysia occupies the northern one-third of the island of Borneo to its southeast. The country of Malaysia and the mainland people date back to 2000 BC as the Mainland Kingdoms. European settlers arrived in the area around the 1500s, creating many changes. During the 18th century, the kingdoms became subject to British rule. After going several more changes and name changes, Malaysia finally regained its independence on August 31st, 1957. In 1963, Malaysia took the name Malaysia as we know it today. Malaysia has been a very prosperous nation and has enjoyed one of the best economic records in Asia for the past 50 years. Malaysia's education system has also had tremendous growth over the past decade. The earliest schools in Malaysia were known as hut schools. They also utilized some other smaller Islamic schools. Public education in Malaysia began with British schools, with the oldest English language school founded in 1816. Many of these schools taught only in English, forcing the natives to learn that language. They did not prepare the students for higher education, and by the 1950s there was a push for a national school system. The Education Act of 1996 finally gave the mainland people what they wanted. Malaysian education became the responsibility of the federal government. It was headed by the Ministry of Education. Additionally, each state had their own education department, coordinating all education matters within its territory. The Malaysian school system is multilinguistic, well-funded, and relies heavily on standardized testing. It provides free education to all of its citizens. If they so choose, citizens may also choose to use a private school, or they may homeschool their children. Completion of primary school is required by law. Today, public schooling in Malaysia begins at about age 5, with 2 years of preschool. This is next followed by 6 years of primary school, which begins at age 7. It is required to learn the English and Malay languages during the primary school years. School itself is offered in different languages in different areas of the country, depending on the cultural population. After primary school is completed, the student moves on to secondary school. Secondary school is divided into what are called forms. There are 5 forms in all, each lasting 1 year. After the first 3 forms are completed, the student takes an exam to earn a lower certificate of education. For the final 2 forms, the student may choose their educational stream, either an arts stream or a science stream. At the end of Form 5, the student takes another exam to earn the general certificate of secondary education, which is probably equivalent to what we consider the high school diploma. Malaysia has about 10,000 public schools and about 320,000 teachers. Teachers typically attend a polytechnic university or a teacher training college. To teach in Malaysia, a teacher must earn the Malaysian Diploma of Teaching, called the MDT, or the Postgraduate Diploma of Teaching, called the PDT. Teacher dynamics include English, moral and religious education, knowledge and professional competency, subject specialization, practicum, and assessment. I find that is not much different than what teachers have to earn in the United States. And overall, I would say that the Malaysian system of education is not all that different from our own. One key difference would be the national standards, which are of some debate in the United States right now. They utilize heavy standardized testing, which we do in the United States as well. also of some debate. One other key difference that I couldn't help but notice was the teaching of religion and morality. I found the morality particularly interesting. With closer examination, I think that there are a few things that we can learn from the people of Malaysia in regards to education.